Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in because it is a package from Jana Day, but it's going to be also a very huge one. That's what she said. With the Pandora's box, or in general arcade products, there are a lot of different versions when it comes to mainboard, but also form factors. And in this video we are going to take a close look at the wireless arcade game. Yeah, that's actually how it's called. But what we're actually going to get is just a device with two loose, wireless controllers. But inside the package we're going to get ourselves two wireless controllers. And the first thing I'm already noticing is that the layout of the buttons are completely I wouldn't say bad, but kind of weird. We're having the 6 buttons over here, more like the Street Fighter or Arcade Street Fighter configuration, where they being in the same row. They have an 8-button configuration with a tiny curve here. But the weird thing is the room between these, let's say the A and B, is quite big. We're going to get 2 of the same controllers, and then in here we're going to get ourselves all the other parts, including the game box, instruction manual, let's see, the HDMI cable, the 2 ball tops that we need to assemble, some spare buttons, and they're just okay quality, the power supply, and the VGA cable. Well, let's talk about the overall quality of the controls. The controller itself is made out of plastic, very thick plastic, and at the bottom we're going to get ourselves a metal plate. We can find a battery compartment. There is no, let's say, lithium battery in the inside. We just have a compartment from 2 AA batteries that we're going to be putting in here. Then we're going to get the tiny hole for your screwdriver to stick in, because if you need to tighten up the ball top. So the only assembly that we need to do is this. That's it. Let's put this dust cap on. Let's get myself the ball top and let's assemble it. The only thing you need to do is screw it on. But okay, so how is it with the joystick itself? The joystick quality, it's okay. It's clickish. It does have a very nice spring in the inside. But another thing is, it does have a very huge height. So that isn't something I don't find always very comfortable to play. So in combination with the weird ABC, like this layout, I'm just going to be honest, this is not going to be one of my favorites. Nevertheless, here we're going to get ourselves the coin and the pause menu button. Later on we'll show you what it basically does. And if you're going to be opening it up, you can just replace the button and the joystick if you want to. The power supply we're going to get is the 12 volt 2 amp. It doesn't state this time that it's going to be like a lithium battery power charging thing. That was like the previous Pandora boxes, but 2 amps, I can tell you, it feels kind of light. And not in a good way. How is about the tiny box, or better said, the main box? They call this the eSport Hero, or that's actually what it's called here. Later I'm going to open it up. The dongle has already been attached in here. We're going to get the configuration of 1 dongle, 2 controllers, volume control, VGA out, HDMI out, and input for the power supply. And what is kind of cool, that I finally have a normal device with an on and off switch, because the previous Pandora's boxes, or a couple of them, if you're going to plug them in, it automatically starts up. But we do have an on and off switch over here. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is turn on the joystick itself. LED indicates that it's turned on and connected. This thing is called the Pandora Plus. Never heard of it. But we're going to get when pressing the coin. Was the coin? Yeah, that was the coin button. Here we do have the similar menu when it comes to the previous Pandora's Box 6 and DX and all of that kind of versions. The menu itself is similar in the way that it actually is the same when it comes to the overall, let's say, layout. We're going to get the recent over here. Search. Here we can search for the game. I must say that not always these things are working well, so that's what we're going to check out. Let's choose Sonic, and it does actually show everything that is related to Sonic. Okay, so pressing coin twice or start in this way, you're just going to get into the menu again. 3D games, action, fighting, 3 and 4 players, but we only have 2 controllers, sports and puzzle. That's basically what the menu will have. First thing, I wanted to load up a PlayStation game, and the reason why, I just wanted to check out that we have the option to quick load, quick save, and it does actually have this. It also loads, or at least saves very quickly. Let's load it up again. That seems to be working just fine. But let's take a close look at the settings menu, because I just wanted to see what we're going to get. We're going to get system configuration, game settings, bookkeeping. We can turn off, or we cannot turn off on and off, and set button on because there's no built-in speaker. We have the boot demo that we can turn off. Okay, that's interesting. We're having game settings and system. There we're going to find the most interesting things. Quality optimization needs to be off. Scan lights can also be turned on and off. This all has been ripped from a different Pandora's box. Absolutely. So this is just another knockoff. That's it. Game setting. Here we can change out difficulties and all that kind of stuff. That's it. That's the only thing we're going to find in this menu. No aspect ratio whatsoever. Alright, the first thing I wanted to check out is how will Brot Bros run. It's one of my favorite games, but this is the test game simply because they just putting the wrong emulator behind it. And the sound is running really slow. Next step I wanted to try out is some Mortal Kombat just to see how this is running, but it seems to be running fine. The bottom layout, let's see if they messed it up. If Sub-Zero is going to give me any space to do to actually try it. I think this, oh yeah, that's the thing. They completely like mapped the buttons wrong, or one of them. One of the other systems that finally runs pretty decent on these boxes is PlayStation 1. The only thing I just wanted to check out, do we actually have some good emulation performance? Because I did notice with some emulators with some really weird named boxes have like audio issues and that kind of stuff. So first of all, we do have background music, yeah, but also no weird audio delay whatsoever. But what is really frustrating that all of the buttons are so weirdly mapped. And yeah, also when it comes to these things, we can not always make a quick load, quick save, where PlayStation seems to be working, but maybe we do have issues. Yeah, we can go into the setting menu and mess around with the settings of the buttons, but everything will be completely weirdly messed up with every emulator. So one of the features they did implement is that we're going to get the special, let's say, automatic shooting option. I think that's pretty cool. So one of the favorite games I also love to try out. This is again a MIM game. But I can just hold the button and shoot like that. It's absolutely super convenient. So one of the features they grabbed from the latest Pandora's boxes. I think it was the Pandora's box 6 when they started to do stuff like this. Or the DX. Nevertheless, they also ripped it from that. Or just maybe the same manufacturer that is just using the same kind of software. The overall gameplay seems to be running quite nice. Next up, let's try a 60-bit game, but not your typical one. We're just going to see if we can actually play this weird 60-bit homebrew game. That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, we can do super moves like that. Before I'm going to talk about the conclusion and everything else, I just want to do a quick teardown, just to take a close look in the case itself. I've reviewed a lot of different Pandora's boxes in the last couple of years, and I must say that some of the clones are pretty damn bad and some are just decent to enjoy. So this is one of those with older software, but it is not like really sucky when it comes to the overall performance. I have seen a lot of clones of the X's, but with really bad emulation. Now, let's see if I can just open it up like that. Oh, the mainboard just falls out almost automatically. Yeah, I was afraid of this. So first of all, oh, they call this the Plus. Already mentioned before, but it also says on the sticker. So it does two shells. This thing just lays like inside. There was no, I think there was no extra screws holding it in place. Yeah, the same Parkers that holding the case. Yeah, that's it. It comes also with a passive cooling, no active cooling. What's kind of interesting, the case is ready for it. You can see that it does have this Oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting that it has actually like the fan intake. Yeah, we're having the number of 26,800, but you know, a lot of double games, a lot of double and a lot of crap that is on here. So after some messing around with it, I finally got this freaking thing loose. So when it comes to the overall list specifications, oh, that's interesting. So the reason why I think it's really interesting, this thing comes with the rock chip, the RK3128. It's already an old one in gold and oldie, but I must say that it is interesting because you don't see that every single day on these Pandora's boxes. Over here we're going to get ourselves the RAM modules. I'm guessing it's around 1 or maybe 2 gigabytes, the same that we have seen before. When it comes to the SD card, I'm just not going to be messing around with it. Most of the time the software is on here is just fixed. Oh, and if you're wondering if you can upgrade this thing with Pandora software is made from the guys from Japan. And yeah, but it's kind of cool that we do have the option to upgrade the software, but with most of these weird looking boards it's not possible. On the other hand, what's interesting that we do have ourselves the connectors. And what's interesting about this, these connectors are specially made if you have like a portable Pandora's box, or in this case even a dual screen, you have the option to connect them over here. So there are quite a lot of options for the weird brand. I must say that I have no idea why these are for the 2 pins. Maybe what I can think of is that these will have voltage on them, so also for powering on the display. This is just your typical the typical on and off switches goes on here, your speaker goes on there, but what this down does, to be honest, I have no idea. So the configuration of the board is interesting, to be honest. Made in 2022, so this is not the latest main board, but we have seen it before that some main boards have been like laying around maybe in stock for a year or years anyway. But yeah, this is what we're going to get with the Pandora's box, the Plus edition. Today was another day to deep dive into the rabbit hole called Pandora's Box Jungle. I love to call it, or the Pandora Jungle, because there are so many different versions out there. It's absolutely ridiculous and one big mess. But when you're looking at the overall quality, so first of all, the receiver, I've been testing it out with a couple of meters between, let's say, the receiver and the controller, and it works absolutely amazing without like a lot of input lag. Yeah, the Pandora's box itself is interesting main board, it's just a knockoff. But what is also really cool, if you want to upgrade this thing and all the ports are same, maybe with, for example, a latest Pandora's box, and if it supports the controller, you can just easily like upgrade it with this particular model. So the case is universal, so that's pretty damn cool. So that is one of those things. This thing also called the eSport Hero. I think that was the previous name, because I never did a review about the eSport Pandora because the thing was freaking horrible. Yeah, the overall quality of the controller is quite nice, to be honest. And I mean, in particular, when you look at the joystick, it's all not bad. It's not like supreme parts. The biggest downfall of this thing is just the space between the buttons. I really hate. Let me know in the comments what you think of products like these. Thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing, and it would be great to see you in the next video.